Yo! Hello folks, Peter Elgar, the old film bloke again. Well, I do have a bit of digital. Another one of my treasures. Look at this. Christmas came early in March 2019. I was given a 3-lens practica outfit by the webmaster of Brentwood and District Photographic Club. It came from his cousin, and his cousin said, I've got all digital, there's an old camera outfit. Do you know anybody who will give it a good home? So, of course, the webmaster brought the bag to me. He said it was a Pentax, but he hadn't even looked inside. It was a Practica MTL 5 outfit from East Germany, Deutsche Democratic Republic. And to go with my other Practicas, I've got a few more, but this is a mint condition one. And the famous lenses it came with. The Flektagon, very famous, the Carl Zeiss Jena 135, the Tessar lens, all famous, came with a sun pack flash and the instruction book, of course, and also it came with this Hunter Universal Effects Filter Kit, loads of filters, and they're 55 screw-in filters, but they've got a adapter ring which takes it down to 49mm. So I won't talk about them, but I've tried one of them at the moment, this purple one, but I couldn't see much result when I test. But I've got some more time to do it sometime or other. So we'll have a look at the Practica. Here's the instruction book. Luckily it's in English. My German is not terribly good. And where does it differ from the others? Well, this is an up-to-date one, this one. I didn't take all the strap bits off because it came with a huge Practica strap. This is Carl Zeiss Jena Tessar 2.850mm lens, the standard lens. The trouble with this is the grease on these Tessars, it's very stiff. You try focus, and it unscrews. See that? It's very stiff. They must have used some of the grease they used in the Russian tanks, I think, left over from World War II. But with a bit of use, it softens up, but it unscrews. But the beauty of it is, it will also take my Pentax screw lenses. And here is a 1.4 super multi-coated Takuma, which will screw on. Let me get the right thread. There we are. And that one, the Japanese is much more flexible with their lubricant. See, it doesn't unscrew. That's a good lens, 1.4 as against the 2.8 of the Tessar. Well, I've done pictures with all of them. I didn't take many with the Tessar. All of them have a little pin on the back which stops down the lens. When we put it onto an aperture here, stick it on, say, f8. Look, you can see the lens stop down when I press the little pin. There we are, it all works. And they're all clean with no fungus. Because inside the camera body, there's this little bar which bangs on the little pin and stops it down. Here's a reflex mirror, and there's no of this horrible Japanese foam inside. I don't know what method they use, but it works. There's no horrible foam which goes all rotten. The MTL5 doesn't have the dimples of the MTL3. It's got a smoother leatherette covering. Otherwise it's identical. There's a 3mm coaxial flash plug here, and I've used that. There's a hot shoe connection on the top, and I've used that. Put a flash in. This is the delayed action. Now, you must remember with these East German, don't break them. You've got to wind it on first, then you wind the delayed action, then you press the button. You mustn't wind the delayed action first. It's like the Russian ones, you've got to wind on first before you wind the delayed action. Now this control stops down the lens. It pushes the little bar forward in here, stops down the lens, and it also switches on the metering, which is a mercury cell housed in here. Now the guy had a mercury battery, but it's gone all rotten, so he put in a 625 battery, and it does work, and I've been investigating to see if the 625 battery in there will give good results, because that's 1.55 volt, not 135 volt. We'll see. So that's the switch on metering and the stop down to check depth of field. The one on the top is exactly the same as other Prakticas. You've got a shutter speed dial, and you've got to set the dial you want, speed you want, against the little red index. So you must be careful to line it up. And then how do you set the sensitivity of the film? You push this up and pull it round until the number you want. So it's on 100 ASA now. This counts the number of frames you've taken. This is the rewind knob for rewinding the film back into the cassette. And it's quite straightforward. It's got quite a smooth action. This is a nice release here. You can release it with the middle finger. There we are. That's quite a nice release there. Instant return mirror. And it's quite smooth. I've done some quite nice pictures with it already. Opening it up. There's all clean inside. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, the only thing is, loading this Praktica. You've got to make certain you load it correctly, otherwise you can tear the film. And oops, careful, mind me lens. Oh, don't want to knock my blinking 135 lens down. You have to line up the film with a little green mark here, line up the tip. You must make certain one of these little wire things is not standing up. It's got to be flat, like that. It's all in the instruction book, but if you don't have an instruction book, this is how you do it. Make certain it's in. I've got to do this standing up. Pull it across now. You have to go underneath this little tab there. Make certain it's underneath that tab. And then hopefully when you wind on, oh, I've got to fire the shutter first. That's it. When you wind on, the little bar comes across here and catches on the film and drags it through over some cogs here. Yep, that's loaded correctly, so you can flip the back, complete the wind, and watch the, oh, you can turn the rewind knob to take up the slack on your film like you do on most film cameras. Then watch the rewind knob. If it moves, yes, perfect. Now it's not on number one, but you can start photographing, because if you load it carefully, as I did there, you can get 39 frames out of a 36, or 27 out of a 24 film, as I did. But there was an AGFA film of unknown date and storage included. So I used the AGFA film, AGFA Vista, and developed it. And the negatives was a bit on the thin side, but I managed to scan. And they're accurate. Look, we'll put it on 1 second. 1 second. Yes, you see, count 1 second. 1 second. It sounds accurate to me. The thousandth is good. And when you want to rewind, you press the button here and turn the little handle as you do here. Rewind the film back into the cassette. So we'll see the film. There we are. Here's the film going back into the cassette, ready to be processed. You can see it winds back on itself. Here we go. Whoops. It's not easy doing it on a video when you're holding it up. Normally you'd have it on your lap or something like that. There we are. And it comes off. There we are. Then you take it out, ready for processing. Now what about the other lenses? Well, this Flectagon That is a famous lens. It's very, very sharp. I've used it. It's got the stop down thing there, all works. Nice and clean. And it goes down to a very close focus. Now this one, the grease is very loose, unlike the Tessar. So I can't understand. The other lenses I've got, the grease is okay. The Flectagon is 2.4. It's a bit close to the front, so you need a wide angle lens hood really. But I haven't had any flare with it because the weather's been too poor like it is today. But I've done some full aperture 2.4, then I took another one 5.6, and under 6 times magnifier I couldn't tell the difference between 2.4 and 5.6. But here, this one is very close focus. It's like a macro. It goes down, look, less than 0.2 a metre. The white is metres. Let's go here, M for metres, and the orange is for feet. So look, that's 1 foot away, and 0.8, 0.7, it goes down about half a foot away, which is 6 inches. You've got a wide angle lens in, it's quite sharp. Then the 135 is a famous one, Carl Zeiss Jena. It used to be called a sonar. This has got a screw cap on the bit. Look, this is what I do. I put my name and address inside on a sticky label of all the lens caps and all the rear lens caps. In case you lose it, some kind soul might send it back to you in the post. That's what happened with my wife's Nikon lens cap years ago. She lost it on a trip to Swanage in Dorset when I organised a trip with the photographic club on a dusty path, and a week later kind old couple had found it. This is the 135. It goes down to 3.5 feet or 1 metre, but you can put on an M42 extension tube if you want. If you want to, you can stop down the lens here as an automatic diaphragm, or you can move it to M and the lens is stopped down, which is right inside. You may not be able to see that, but it's right inside. The lens is now stopped down, similar to when you press the metering switch. You can check the depth of field without the metering. So how does it meter? Well, inside there's a little circle and there's a little moving needle. And you set a shutter speed you want, say 250th outside. You press this, and you turn the aperture until the little moving needle bisects the circle. That is normally the way you do it. Or you can choose an aperture, then choose a shutter speed and hold it down until you get near enough bisecting of the circle with a little lever. So there we are, folks. Lovely 3 lens Practica MTL 5 outfit. All for nothing, but it's all gone to a good home. So thanks for watching this little diatribe on the Practica MTL 5 made in East Germany. Vielen Dank.